the mind where the body is? What if the mind was never meant to rule the body, but to serve it? Many of us live as if the mind is the master, predicting, worrying, rehearsing, controlling, while the body is treated like a laborer that must comply without rest or mercy. Over time, this inversion does violence to the nervous system. The body becomes tense, vigilant, exhausted, while the mind grows louder and more desperate for certainty. I began to notice this clearly during simple physical work. I was raking, carrying branches, and moving slowly outdoors and tending a fire. My body was fundamentally okay. Breathing, warm, engaged. Yet my mind was replaying old fears and imagined futures. Not because anything was wrong, but because it had no other job. And then a question arose. What if the mind could be trained to honor the body? What if, instead of being a taskmaster, the mind became a gentle steward? I began working with something I called the Wheel of Spiritual Physiology. Now, it's not a self-improvement system, but rather a remembrance. The wheel asks only a few simple questions throughout the day. Am I warm? Am I safe? Is nourishment being received? Is rest allowed? Is there a merciful rhythm here? When these needs are met, the body naturally settles into coherence. And when the body settles, the mind no longer needs to shout. This becomes the mind's new task. No longer to predict danger, but to notice care. Not to solve life, but to confirm safety. When worry appears, I do not argue with it. I gently redirect it into service. Can you help me notice if the body is warm right now? Can you help me slow down and receive this moment? Over time, the mind learns that its purpose is not control but protection. The body, like a small child, begins to trust again. Not because everything is perfect, but because someone is finally listening. This is not spiritual bypassing. It is reparenting at the level of biology. And it is something anyone can do, quietly, steadily, without belief systems or force. The wheel does not demand discipline. It invites kindness. And in that kindness, the nervous system remembers how to heal. Now, before I close, I want to be very clear about something. Training the mind to honor the body is not a one-time realization. it is a lifelong stewardship. The mind has spent years, sometimes decades, being rewarded for scanning, predicting, commenting, and searching for what is wrong. It will not stop simply because we understand what it's doing. So this practice requires gentle authority. Again and again, we must bring the mind back to where the body actually is. And when the mind wanders into imagined futures or recycled fears, we do not shame it. We give it clear reins. We say, "That is not needed right now. Your task is here." And then we redirect it to warmth, to safety, to nourishment received, to rest allowed, to rhythm. And this is not suppression. It is merciful guidance. Keeping the mind where the body is may be one of the most important disciplines of a human life. Because when the mind stays with the body, the nervous system can finally settle. And when the nervous system settles, life becomes inhabitable again. Not perfect, but real. This is the work. Quiet, repetitive, merciful. And over time, it changes everything. Keep the mind where the body is.